All right, let's get right into it. Today we're talking about a mistake that is so common in the startup world, but it comes with this massive, often hidden cost. It's the story of what happens when search engine optimization gets pushed to the back burner.
So be honest for a second. Does this look familiar? For so many new projects, SEO is that thing you know you should do, eventually. It just gets bumped down the to-do list for things that feel more urgent. We're going to dig into why that seemingly small delay can actually be a catastrophe.
So let's talk about this do-it-later plan. Because, on the surface, it makes total sense. When you're launching something new, you're in a mad dash, and you have to be absolutely ruthless with your priorities.
And this is the mindset of a smart, focused team, right? The priority is crystal clear. Get the product out the door, get those first users, and build some momentum. The assumption baked into all of this is that SEO is kind of like a coat of paint you can just add later once the house is built. And we're about to see why that assumption is so wrong.
Okay, and this is where the story gets really tricky. Because for a little while, this whole SEO later approach, it seems to be working perfectly. There are no warning signs, no red flags. In fact, everything looks great.
The product goes live. The team celebrates. You're getting some positive feedback. No alarms are ringing because from the outside, everything is working just like it's supposed to.
The website is up, you're publishing blog posts, the product pages are all there for the world to see. All the visible pieces of the puzzle seem to be in place. The machine looks like it's working.
And then traffic starts to trickle in, from social media, direct links, maybe a few paid ads. And this early success, it feels like validation. It just reinforces that belief that you can, in fact, worry about organic search way later.
But then, the initial buzz starts to fade. Those easy traffic sources begin to plateau. And that's when the team finally says, okay, now it's time. Let's fire up the SEO engine. And that's when they discover the real problem. The cost wasn't immediate, it was deferred, and now the bill has come due.
This is that moment where the whole illusion just shatters. The team starts to see that the foundation they built is fundamentally unstable for search, and the cracks are beginning to show up everywhere.
And these problems are deep. First, you've got a site structure that just makes no sense to Google's crawlers. Second, you have technical limits from early coding decisions, things like how content is rendered, or a messy URL structure that now block even basic SEO fixes without a massive, expensive rewrite. And the result? You've got great content that has no chance of ranking, and your team is wasting precious time rebuilding the foundation instead of actually growing the business.
So here's the crucial point. This wasn't about forgetting to add some keywords or title tags. No, the real issue was that the architectural decisions made months or even years earlier had built a system that was actively hostile to search engines. SEO wasn't just missing, it was fundamentally blocked from the start.
And this gets to the heart of the myth, the idea that SEO is just some frosting you can spread on the cake later. But the reality is that SEO is a fundamental constraint. It's like gravity for an architect. You don't build a skyscraper and then remember to add gravity at the end. No way. You design the entire structure with gravity in mind from the very first blueprint.
Which brings us to the key takeaway from this whole thing. The solution isn't some checklist of SEO tactics. It is a fundamental shift in your mindset about when and how you think about search in the first place.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? The damage wasn't about not ranking on day one. The real cost was hitting a growth wall 6 or 12 months down the line, right when the company needed to scale, only to find out that its most powerful potential channel was totally inaccessible without a painful and expensive rebuild. That's lost time, lost market share, and lost momentum.
And here is the lesson boiled down into a single, powerful sentence. If organic search is even remotely part of your long-term growth strategy, it cannot be an afterthought. It has to be a day-one consideration that informs your engineering, your content, and your product decisions right from the very beginning.
So I'll leave you with this question for your own projects. Are the decisions you're making today setting you up for scalable growth? Or are you, right now, without even knowing it, building cracks into your own foundation?